V S Choudary, IAS Commissioner of Bhopal Municipal Corporation. I request him to come on stage, please. And let me also inform all of you that we also have a special guest with us, Ms. Padmapriya Balakrishnan, IFS, Director of 1 Year National Park, Bhopal, Government of Madhya Pradesh, has joined us. We welcome ma'am. I think you were also Secretary of Forest earlier. Thank you so much for joining us. Over to you, Mr. V S Choudary, Commissioner of Bhopal Municipal Corporation, for his special address on transition of Bhopal to cleaner and green city. A huge round of applause for him, please.
Municipal Corporation and District Administration, we are together working on such issues and such sectors where we work for a better and cleaner future. So, sir has already told many points. I have some photographs to show and discuss about them. I am thankful to APAC News Network and Think Gas for organizing this and for giving me the opportunity to tell about it. In fact, we are already working with Think Gas for setting up of CNG stations. It's a good PPP model where Think Gas is investing for the CNG station and we are getting CNG at a cheaper rate. We'll also tell about it as I come up again. It's just a brief introduction about Bhopal. I don't need to tell more detail about it. But all of us will surely agree that we are fortunate to live in such a city which is green, clean, and such full of natural biodiversity. One of the important sectors or the activities that Municipal Corporation is involved in, Swachh Bharat Mission, are the cleanliness of the city. So it has many important dimensions related to green future cleanliness. Bhanpur dump site was one eyesore that was there in the city, which Municipal Corporation took up to take it away and make it a green space. So you can see the picture before. I mean, many residents of Bhopal who must have seen it before, and the present picture will definitely agree. The nuisance before and the environmental damage that it was causing before. So all of us will definitely agree about the greenhouse gases that emit from dump site, the damage to groundwater, soil, and there are many such bad issues about a dump site. So we took up this project when Collector Sir was Commissioner. This project was sanctioned. So we took time, but I mean we got it completed in 2021. So the bioremediation and scientific closure was done. The total area of the dump site before was about 37 acres. Now we reclaim 21 acres and the capping is done in 15 acres. So we can see that it's such an important thing to reduce the land footprint as also the greenhouse gases that emit from the dump site. It was scientifically capped. There are layers of different material to ensure that no more leaching or no more damage to the groundwater is done. It has tremendously improved the environmental condition, and you can see that there is a lot of construction activity and increased commercial activity that you see around the place. Earlier, almost the area was, no more of an attractive place. Now we can see that it's a good place where people can move around and spend time. In fact, I always remember people telling me that people coming by train from Vidisha side, when they used to see this dump site, they used to say Bhopal has come. So I'm very happy to see that now people see the good space and a green space when they come and approach Bhopal. So these are the current photographs. Where 21 acres is reclaimed and 15 acres is capped. This is also a photograph of the current space. Second project we are working on it for the very important project that I say, so that dump sites like Bhanpur don't come up and waste is properly processed. We got an agreement with private partner which is constructing a CNG plant from the wet waste that is generated. So all the kitchen waste that we collect from households and from the hotels, so it will be used for production of CNG. It is expected that Bhopal generates about 1800 tons of total waste. Out of it, about roughly 40-50% is green waste, kitchen waste or the garden waste as well as the hotel waste. So the land is given by us to the party, waste has to be given by us. They are constructing the plant, the digesters and the other equipment, and they will produce about 12 to 13 tons per day of CNG. We have a commitment that we will purchase the CNG at least 50% of the production at 5 rupees less than the market rate. So it will be a good way to use the waste that is generated in the city to generate CNG, and again we will use the same CNG for running buses, other public transport vehicles in the city. So that way we can process waste, generate CNG, use it for the public transportation. The This is the proposed plan. The construction has started. We are hopeful that in about 8 to 10 months, the project will complete and will start processing the waste and generate CNG. Then another important initiative that I would say is very useful so that harmful like dump sites don't come up in Bhopal is the torrefied charcoal plant by NTPC. NTPC needs such waste, basically, which has calorific value of more than 2000 kilocalories. It will come from the plastic waste or the dry waste. The wet waste or the kitchen waste we want to use for production of CNG. The dry waste we want to give to NTPC. Here also the entire investment of about 80 crores will be done by NTPC. We are giving them land. We are assuring them to give them waste 400 tons per day. The boundary wall construction has almost completed. They will take an year to complete, but it will be very useful to process the plastic waste so that it doesn't get accumulated. They will prepare charcoal and they will use it in their nearby power plants like Gadarwada they have in Khatwa, wherever they will use it. The best part is that municipal corporations savings are immense because we need to give them waste, they will take care of the processing, they will use it, they will send the charcoal to their nearby power plants and we don't have to pay anything to them. The initial investment is also done by NTPC and the operational expenditure also will be borne by NTPC. So once this comes up, the plastic waste will have wonderful processing facility and a remedy for the plastic. The current dump site at Adhampur also, the old current where we process the waste, we establish the scientific landfill and the processing. Of course, the two plants that I told before are the final solutions. As of now, we send most of the plastic to nearby cement plants in Katni, Kaimur, Satna, Riva, this Neemach, Mandsaur, like that. So here also it's important that to take care of the wet waste as well as the green waste. Municipal solid waste is one very important sector where the processing, the transportation have immense effect on the environment and the green. Second is public transportation. Sarva was already telling about the CNG buses. Sarva was also telling about public bicycles, public bikes. So here we are purchasing 300 buses. Here also we have good. Actually it's good. Coincidence that CNG supply started with gas. Our buses also have come, so we are able to now move together. We are able to get CNG and move. Already about 80 buses are already on the road. 20 buses are being procured. So we'll reach about 100 buses in this month, and 200 buses also will be operational by next year. Other cities are much ahead using CNG and CNG powered vehicles. We are still have a long way to go. But this is a good beginning. I see that where we will slowly move towards CNG. One more important thing, all the municipal solid waste vehicles that we use, Municipal Corporation almost has more than 1000 vehicles that we use for collection of solid waste, water tankers and all of them. We are trying to convert most of them into CNG driven vehicles. We have more than 400 small door-to-door collection vehicles that collect municipal solid waste. Already we procured about 50 vehicles that are running on CNG. Unido is helping us with procurement of another 250 vehicles, CNG powered vehicles. So I see that the city must move towards more and more vehicles which are on CNG, e-vehicles. That is the way I see as the future for green mobility. I don't need to tell about much details about the CNG fuel, but moving away from fossil fuels, diesel is definitely the way ahead. Municipal Corporation is involved in supplying water to the entire city. We have this immense challenge. We take water from 4 sources. There is huge improvement, scope for improvement in the reduction of wastage, improving the quality and better use, recycling. I want to tell about some details about the water supply. So as of now, we take water from Narmada River, which is the farthest. We take water from Kolar Dam, which is second farthest. From Upper Lake, which is the closest, and Kerwa Dam also. So we are trying to use more water from the nearby sources and reduce the dependency on farther sources because we consume more electricity also. The distance also comes with leakage and more loss. So 2-3 things we started. One is there is a lot of backwash water that gets generated from the treatment plant. So we started recycling the backwash water in Narmada plant. We started similar recycling of the backwash water in Idgah water treatment plant, and we want to take up such activity in all the treatment plants. Currently, we don't have treatment facility for backwash water in Kerwa, Kolar, but we want to use the every droplet of water that we take from the raw water source, so that we don't get it wasted. We again use it for recycling. We have decided to close. We have already closed about 400 tube wells, which we were also simultaneously using along with piped water. So that's also another way to save water, and that also saves our electricity bill. These are the photos of the backwash water being reused in Narmada project. This is the photo of the backwash water recycling that is done in Idgah filter plant that we started just a few days before. This is also about the Idgah power plant. As I was telling, we are trying to reorganize and work out such ways where the water drawn from the farthest distance is used in the areas or the colonies which are near to the source, and so that the water is not transported from long distance to farther places, and leading to more electricity bills and wastage of water. So we have divided the supply areas. So you can see that this patch is for Narmada River, the patch is for Upper Lake, this patch is for Kolar Dam and for the Kerwa Dam. So there is so much work that we can do to improve the supply, minimize the wastage, reduce the distance, reduce the electricity bill. It all adds to our, economy also, and but at the same time, it's most important for the environment to save water. So we are the steps that I was telling about: taking water from the nearby source, taking water from closer sources. So as of now, we could improve in terms of energy charges, and there is so much more work that we can do ahead. Another important thing that we can work in water supply is about automation. We have 173 overhead tanks and 16 water treatment plants. SCADA system is initialized, but there is more that we can work to automate it and reduce the excess water usage. Many places, water gets wasted without any proper system and monitoring. Manual, intervention must be reduced, and more automated systems we must move ahead. These are photos of the water treatment plants. Sewage also has important role to, we can reuse the water and save the water that we otherwise draw from. Here also we are covering the areas which were uncovered till now under different schemes. Earlier there were schemes of Asian Development Bank, Bhoj Wetland scheme. Now most of the area we have taken up under Amrut 1. Now the orange part will take it up under Amrut 2. Here the focus is on recycling, but basically treatment and then reusing the water. Here we have very important scope to use it for gardening, construction. Most of the times now construction is dependent on groundwater and taking it from further sources. We are ready to give water at a very cheaper and very nominal rate from the sewage treatment plants for construction and gardening. Suppose we have many small gardens that we maintain. We are making sure that we use the treated water from the sewage treatment plants for our garden purposes. Plantation. Sarvad already telling about it. Honorable CM spends time every day planting trees, and there is so much motivation to take up more areas. Till now, Municipal Corporation was only doing plantation on the sidewalls, central walls, very limited area. But last 2 years, we have taken special care to take up big area and do plantation. We have taken up plantation in these 8-9 places. One big patch of land near Gandhinagar, just outside the airport. Khanugam, adjacent to the upper lake. BHEL has a lot of open spaces which they gave us for plantation. In the smart city area in DT Nagar, there are a lot of green plots. In fact, Honorable CM also planted almost 300 trees at one go. We are taking up more such green plots. There is so much government land available adjacent to Kalyasot Dam, behind the Ayurvedic hospital. Pakshi Vihar near BHEL also they have given us 15 acres for plantation. Near our dump site in Adampur, adjacent to the dump site, there is a lot of revenue forest, where we have already planted in 5 acres, and there is more area that we can take up. Plantation near the dump site is very useful to reduce the ill effects and the damage to the environment. Near the Mahuli Dhamkeda STP, we have government land of 5 acres. We have taken up plantation there. This Varnjayati Park in BHEL area, they also allowed us to do plantation. So this is the first time where we have taken a plantation on a big scale. Not the I'm not telling about the roadside plantation or the on the central works or the side works. So these are the locations that are marked here. We are identifying more. In fact, Bhopal is so lucky. I say there are still so many spaces within the city, big chunks of lands in BHEL, even otherwise near Kaliasod or near Kolar. There are still many more places where we can take a plantation on a big scale. They can act as good green lungs, and I mean we can. There is so much more work that we can do. Thank you so much. I mean for APAC network and Think Gas. So there are many ways. I mean in all the sectors that we work and in all the areas that we function, there is so much more to work towards better environment, cleaner environment. Thank you so much.
So V S Choudary, IAS Commissioner of Bhopal Municipal Corporation. As you rightly said that you're moving towards a greener ecosystem by using more and more CNG buses, and you have the infrastructure of CNG providing you CNG gas. Agencies like Think Gas and others are here. I think that makes a win-win situation for both the parties, the government or the industry, and above all for the people who are residing here, because they all will have a better life. They will breathe fresh air. Thank you so much, Mr. V S Choudary. Shivan, if you can come on stage and hand over the small token of appreciation from our end to Mr. Choudary. A huge round of applause for it, please. Thank you so much.